Hello, this is Paul Chek. Welcome back to my video blog today. Today I thought I'd share another beautiful quote from Amit Goswami's excellent book, Quantum Creativity. In the book, Amit Goswami quotes Gandhi. Gandhi said, "My life is my message." I think that's absolutely beautiful. And not only is it true for famous people like Gandhi and Einstein and some of these other people that we all aspire to and love to learn about their stories, but it applies to each and every one of us. First and foremost, if none of us were here, none of their stories would matter. So if their stories depend on our stories, it means our stories depend on their stories, and there you have the union of humanity and life itself. All stories need other stories to put context and meaning together, or the story isn't a story, it's just gibberish, chaos. So as we think about our own individual lives, one concept to remember is not only are you watching, but everybody else is watching. I can give you an example from my own life, and my wife can verify this. Almost every time I get on an airplane to go anywhere, which is a lot of airplanes, within a very short period of time, the flight attendants recognize something that makes them want to start asking me questions about diet, lifestyle, whatever, and it's very normal that by the end of any flight, especially if it's overseas, I have 5 or 6 flight attendants coming to me, telling me what their challenges are, asking for suggestions, etc., etc. My wife always giggles because it's kind of like, okay, how long is it going to take today before they figure out, that Paul has some answers for their problems. The point is, people sense your inner truth. They sense your inner message. They feel you wherever you're going. And each of us has some special abilities, some special experiences in our own life that make us unique and special to everybody else, because no two of us ever sees the same thing or has the same experience. There's an old saying, if you put 12 wise men or 12 enlightened beings around a multicolored bouquet of flowers and ask them all to tell you what they see, they will tell you 12 different things, yet they're all enlightened. The point being is, 12 enlightened beings looking at a bouquet of flowers, sure, they all see a bouquet of flowers, but they're all having a unique experience, and some of them are seeing flowers on one side that may not be on the other side. So even though they're all enlightened, they still need each other's perspective, and therefore our stories are co-supportive of each other. So when we understand that our life is our message, it's a great moment at which we can reflect and ask ourselves, if we're not clear already, what is my message? So some examples might be, the message of my life could be love, creativity, courage. We all enjoy learning about and watching movies about and hearing about courageous people. It may be justice. Justice is important. There is a function for justice. It could be perseverance. When we look at people who have been badly injured or born with birth defects and are what we would consider to be seriously handicapped, yet they persist and often make amazing people out of themselves that are amazing gifts to the rest of us. So sometimes perseverance is very important. Anybody that's in a committed long-term relationship has most likely learned the value of perseverance. Certainly love holds us together, but we get a chance to work through each other's healing, which is each other's story, and a long-range relationship requires some perseverance in love and in the process. Compassion is very important to understand other people. Wisdom. Maybe your life's function is to synthesize the knowledge that you've accumulated as a gift to other people. Wisdom is the synthesis of knowledge. You cannot have wisdom without a lot of life experience. You have to have an adequate amount of experience to synthesize, just like you have to have an adequate amount of any given plant to make an essential oil out of it. Empathy, learning to feel others' feelings and use your wisdom to determine what is the message being conveyed, because oftentimes what's being said and what's being felt don't match. So somebody with wisdom and empathy can oftentimes get right to the nature of the unmet need, and that's a very important message to share with people as a life message. And an example of someone who lived that very beautifully is Marshall Rosenberg, the founder of Nonviolent Communication. If you look him up on the internet and see his amazing videos, Marshall Rosenberg, nvc.org, you'll see a man that really teaches empathy and compassion at an extremely high level of integrity. Honesty is something that is a great life message. Many of us are afraid to be honest because we've had so many painful experiences telling the truth that we find it easier to lie, but that can become a habit to the degree that people forget when they're telling the truth and when they're lying. So learning to share your story with people and be honest with them in a way that is not painful can be a life message and a life process. Awakening could be a very important life message. My personal life message is to share my own awakening and my own process, because that's the only thing I have complete authorship of and understanding of. And to the degree that I can see other people going through the same challenges or similar challenges, then my wisdom becomes a potential solution for them, and it gives my life meaning to share how I've woke myself up so that I can celebrate when they wake up too. And when we wake up together, it's quite exciting. So in conclusion, you are the author of your own life. You are your message. Be honest with yourself, be loving with yourself, be compassionate with yourself, and know that the children of the world, be they adults or not, the people of the world are always witnessing you. And if you don't believe it, think about all the things being shared right on YouTube. And you will quickly learn we're all watching each other constantly. I love looking at you. Hope to see you expressing yourself fully, abundantly, and creatively. Look forward to seeing you on my next blog.